out the roof, I get that grind in. So I'ma tell the truth, I get my grind on. You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big facts. I'm past that, yeah. I'm trying to get ahead, get out the way. Now move forward, stand back, now break away. I'm about to bring it. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this crown. Oh, I'ma go all up around. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this crown. Oh, see the time, see the sights, see the sights, see the sights, yeah. Hop out and I'm steaming, ride around and I'm dreaming. Once I get the feeling, nobody can stop me. Hit it, I'm on gold, fanning all you foes. Once I'm on the road, I'm knocking out of the door. I got the range, if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me rookie, run up on me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I ain't never backing down, come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this crown. Oh, I'ma go all of the round. I ain't never backing down, come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this crown. Oh, to the top, see the sights, see the sights, see the sights, yeah.
Okay. This is hopefully a little bit better. Jeez Louise. Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome back. Another great chill spot presented by Awkward. Oh my God. I'm glad that like they let us do scenes and stuff like how, you know, the stream's starting soon and all those cool things. I'm glad they let us do that because if you saw the complete cacophony of bullshit that just happened right before I hit stream, my God. Like I dropped my mic. I was trying to set up everything. I have a really uncomfortable setup. Like I'm when I tell you that I am just putting shit together with spit and sticks. When I say I'm new. Like I've never done shit like this before. But that's kind of the experiment. It's just, you know, try, learn, do, fail, and rinse and repeat. So I'm still trying to find out what is the best setup. I'm new at this. Let me stop trying to over-explain. I'm fucking new at this. Ay. I am going to do my very best to chill because I've been feeling anxious for most of the day. For the last couple of days. I'm going to go ahead and, like the last couple of days, play some Street Fighter. I haven't had a chance to play any video games today. Not that I need to every single day, but it is, again, my favorite hobby. Like, that's my favorite pastime. So I like to dedicate a little bit of time to it just so that I can, I guess, connect with myself. It feels good to have my brain simultaneously turned off and engaged. I guess it, on the technicality, is it's good to have my brain engaged on something that I like or I care about. Because I am forced to engage with things that I don't care about so that I can exist, so I'm allowed to exist. Hello, Jinx, in the background. It's like clockwork. When she sees that I'm sitting down, she automatically comes to me. Love you. Hi. If she really meows, if she ever meows, it's because something's direly wrong. Like I forgot to feed her, which is not often, but it does happen. For the most part, she just likes hanging out here. You can probably see her tail. Yeah. She likes to just climb onto me, onto my lap. See if I can show it. Yeah, see? She's just hanging out. Right there. And she does nothing. Like, she doesn't move left or right. She just sits there and just sits under my arm, under my wing, and just hangs out on one leg. I love this cat to death. She is the perfect companion. Sometimes it gets annoying because sometimes I'm just not in the mood to be touched. So, without abusing my cat or anything, I do try to nudge her off. There's motions that she's aware of that now she knows, okay, you know, dad is gonna stand up, so time for me to move. I will like lean forward and she'll usually get the hint, okay, he's about to get out, he's about to move, let me get out of here. So she'll jump off and sit on the corner of the couch. If I need her off instantly, urgently, like something's bad, I will clap, since, you know, cats don't like noise. I don't clap hard. She just knows that this, as I slowly increase the volume, she'll start looking at me It's hard to tell, but she's already getting a little bit stressed. If I need her off faster, I'll start clapping a little bit louder. But eventually she gets the idea. Okay, I gotta bounce. I gotta get out of here. Poor little girl. Ay. What the heck was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about how like a bunch of shit happened. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how there's some weird shit that happened. I got a bunch of good news and not as great news, but just I guess news. So I wrote about this. I spoke about this on, was that my YouTube? On my YouTube Shorts, or on my TikTok? I don't remember which. I'm doing a challenge on both of those platforms. For 30 days straight, I am to speak in front of a camera, so I can get better at this procedure of speaking in front of cameras. Maybe translate that to speaking in front of crowds. I'm not necessarily shy of speaking in front of crowds, but I never really practiced it. I have very subtle practice, not anything like professional. And I just figured it'd be cool, so why not get that type of experience? And you know, I have access to a platform where a bunch of people can just see my stuff, or not, but they could see my stuff. So using my platforms as a venue, as a, I don't know what word to use, but as a method for me to practice speaking with intent, trying to deliver a message for the intent of other people listening to it, consuming it, and maybe even engaging with it. You know, I've been doing that. So because of that, in one of my posts, I had mentioned that I'm in the process of moving apartments. So this setup is very temporary. Like most things in life, this is extremely temporary, and it looks like it'll be more temporary very, very soon. It will be on its way out. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate because I really like this apartment, but it is just an apartment. I think more so what I liked about the apartment is the conveniences that it had, or what it gave me. I used to live, let me flip that. I used to work not that far from here. Anybody who's in America, if you have the opportunity to live near your job, it is a blessing. And I had created that blessing for myself. I got hired for that job, and I found an apartment with great promotions, great deals, great amenities, great pricing, right next to that job, with the intent of not having to commute long distances to get to my job, because I intended to stay at that job for a very long time. Things have changed, unfortunately. Things are really wobbly on that front, but as a result, this apartment thing is not as grounded as it was once at one point. I am switching apartments because my financial situation has changed, and you can't live in an apartment without paying rent, so gotta get out of here. So all that was set up, all that was context, because you have to, when you sign a lease for an apartment, at least in all the times that I've experienced it, there are lease agreements you need to sign for, and there are penalties if you are to break the expectations the lease has with you. As a tenant, I have the option to either, if I do want to terminate my lease early, either leave and have a penalty for 2 months. Basically, I have to pay 2 months worth of rent. Or I can elect to pay whatever rent I am that I owe them for the remaining of the lease. So if I sign a lease for 12 months and I leave at month 6, I have still 6 months of lease money, of payments that I haven't completed for them, so I would have to owe that for them. So it's a bit of a gamble, because if you have a 12-month lease and you leave on month 11, you still owe 2 months. If you leave on month 2, after signing a 12-month lease, you still only owe 2 months. Inversely, the other option is you only owe what's left. If you do leave on month 11, you save some money. If you do not, then you owe money. So I spoke to the office to see like what are my options, because I did choose the 2 month period. And as I said before, money is not exactly a comfortable subject for me right now. Things are tough. They walked me through what to expect, what are my options, if I were to leave, when I need to leave by, blase. I didn't even ask for this. They prompted and they asked to see if they can waive the fees for me. I said, fucking bet. I mean, if you could, I would love it. I'm not expecting anything, but by all means. I wrote an email to confirm everything, because, write everything down. If it happened in conversation, it never happened. But if it's written down, then, you have proof. I wrote everything down and sent it in an email just to confirm, hey, this is what we talked about today. So there's a track record. And they responded, and they confirmed, hey, we cannot waive 2 months. Damn. We can waive 1. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I'll take that. I'll take the happily. That's A-okay. I can handle the one. I can handle the one while I get my shit back on my feet. That is okay. I will pay the penalty. Thank God. So that's some good news. But all that happened after I went to a very weird interview. I don't want to get too much in detail on this one for reasons I can't share. Just that it's weird, the difference in some jobs. Some jobs are clean, sparkly, and they seem to have a lot of promise. They definitely have a lot of money backing them. And there's some other jobs that, wow, how do you guys, like, do you guys have a cafeteria? Like, do you guys have, if a window breaks, can you pay for it? Can you afford it? Because there is definitely a difference. And mind you, this is not a mom and pop shop or anything. This was an official government property type of thing, of building. But man, that, from the minute I entered the building, did the whole interview process, everything, it looked curious. That didn't look good. Let's see what happens. Like, the shit is quietly, but shit is popping off on my end because there's a lot of things changing. This is a very transitional heavy period in my late 20s that I'm experiencing. You want to sit with me no more? You saw something else you want to engage with? Okay, whatever. Well, that's enough about me. It's never enough about me because I'm the most important person on this fucking planet. I am the best. You see the kitty cat, right? What up, wee wee? You see the kitty cat. You see, look up. You see the kitty. That's my best friend. That's my daughter. What up, wee wee? You just missed me talking the hella shit about how weird things are. There's a transitional period. I'm not gonna go through it again. Oh, I'm gonna post my god. Hey, man. So we both Dominican. We both play fighting games. We both have cats. I fuck with it. Shit, let me find out what your father's name is because let me find out we relate in some way. Hold on. This is starting to get a little freaky. But while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and transition now to playing some games while I'm eating some cup noodles. 'Cause I took a nap. I took a nap for like the last 2 hours, so I did not prepare for this properly. I woke up and I said, oh shit, I have something to do in like 14 minutes. So I threw shit together. Like while I was saying before, like everything was fucking falling apart. I dropped my mic, my computer wasn't working with me. There was no audio on the stream. That's why I started all this shit late. Not an excuse, but that is what happened. Because I took a fucking nap and threw everything off schedule. Threw this shit in the microwave and said, fuck it, I'm gonna wing it. That's where I'm at. Let's finally play the game. Oh look, pictures. Oh my god! Look at them! Are they a boy? They look like a boy. Oh, they're so sweet looking. So freaking adorable. Cats will always be my weakness. Oh, it's a her, Morgana. Nice. That's adorable. That's a beautiful name for a beautiful kitty cat. And it's fitting. Here, today's more Street Fighter. Today's more fucking Street Fighter. Naps are amazing. While this shit is loading up, naps are goddamn amazing. My sister doesn't think so. My sister thinks she wakes up discombobulated when she wakes up from naps. She hates napping in the middle of the day. I don't nap often, but when I need to nap and I successfully do nap, oh my god, I feel like I just went Super Saiyan. I feel like a whole new goddamn person. I don't know what the heck happened because I got a pretty decent amount of... I've been sleeping fine. I've been waking up earlier than I'm used to, but I've been getting the recommended 7 to 8 hours for the last 2 weeks. I've been resting as best I know how. I've been resting. I've been sleeping. Like, what else am I supposed to fucking do? I'm playing video games. I'm talking. I'm working on projects on my free time, but I have dedicated, uninterrupted time of rest. And I woke up today and I felt like I got hit by a truck. Only thing... oh, hold on. I'm a fucking liar. Only thing that changed is that last night, I went to the gym. I haven't done that in like 4 or 5 days. So I did take a break from the gym. I went to the gym last night. I didn't want to, but I knew that I needed to. I went to the gym. Still got ample sleep. Woke up like I got into a fucking fight. And it knocked me out. 2 o'clock, I was dozing off on this goddamn couch right behind me. Dozing off, head popping back and everything. I said, okay, cutting it here. Time to go. So I did. And I stayed asleep. And I stayed asleep. And then my girlfriend calls me at 5 o'clock because she just got off work. And I realized, oh, shit. I got shit to do. I haven't even eaten. So excuse me for being disgusting. But I need something quick that I could eat. Let's practice some things. Why don't we... What can I talk about? Man, fuck it. I was gonna make a YouTube video about this. I already have the point I want to make written down, so I'll go ahead, I guess, and talk about it here. Luke, come here. The next video that I wanted to actually bring out, official video, like, hey, I edited this, I'm making not a short, was gonna be buff ideas or change ideas for Jamie, because season 3 is right around the corner. I'm talking about less than a month away. In less than 30 days, we're gonna have Elena, and we're gonna have a bunch of system mechanic changes. Well, hopefully it's a bunch. It's definitely gonna be some system mechanic changes. I don't know how much. I also hit a crosscut today. It was like, man, let's go. I am proud of you. That is something that I cannot do effectively yet. I haven't put that much time and energy into like really learning and aiming for it. So the fact that you were able to do so, I am proud of you. Good shit. Super good shit. I'm excited to see how far you take Jamie if that's the character you end up deciding to stick with. Don't be afraid to switch characters if you start to feel like Jamie's stale. If Jamie is really clicking with you though, don't be afraid to go all the fuck in. Go ham. With Jamie, alright, I was grabbing my phone for the list of changes. I'm still gonna make the YouTube video about this, but why not start talking about it? Alright, I'm gonna start talking about all this, but I will briefly mention some context for some of these changes. I don't, how do I preface this? I am not saying that these are must-haves. I am also not saying this is what's gonna fix Jamie. And I'm also not saying that I expect or would like all 5, because I wrote down 5, all 5 of these changes to be implemented. I am thinking if I were to get hype about changes, these are the type of changes that I would see that would make me say, interesting in a good way. Stroke beard. I like the direction. So, the main thing, honestly, they could cap it at this, and I would still be happy. Fucking Bakai. Oh my goddamn. As a matter of fact, let me move my camera so you guys can see more of the frame data. Hold on. Let's go over here in the corner. Sure, why not? Looking at fucking Bakai. For the uninitiated, Bakai is supposed to be a move. Most rushdown characters in this game, characters that are classified as rushdown, meaning their intent is to get in close. To offset them, most of the time they don't have a projectile. To combat that, they have an anti-projectile move. So they have a way to get in, but it looks like the philosophy is, it is not so much a high risk, high reward, it's that there are benefits and not benefits, detriments for this. You're supposed to be good up close, but when you're far away, you're supposed to struggle a little bit to get up close. It should not be super easy to get up close, but also should not kill you for trying to get up close. As a matter of fact, I think it's better if I explain it using another character first. Famously, Cammy. She has a move called Spin Knuckle, which is quarter circle back and any of the punch buttons. The different buttons will change which type of Spin Knuckle you do. Systematically, they all work the same except for the frame data if it is blocked. So for light, if you do light Spin Knuckle, you're -3, you travel about this distance. Not inversely. Alternatively, the medium one travels a little bit further, leaves you -2. And let me make sure there's no changes depending on range, right? Like if you go do it right in their face, it doesn't change. If it's max range, it doesn't change. So you're -2. So a little bit more safe. Can't really do much with that, but you still sacrifice your turn. Again, the benefit is you go through their fireball. On the frame data, on the frame meter, you see where it's green, that's a startup, you can be hit there. So if you were to react very late to a fireball, you do get hit. The absolute next section where it says 15, the white and orange, that is when you're invincible to fireballs. So you need to call it with time. You need to know, okay, it's coming, but once you do call it, you have time. And the last one I just did, that's the heavy version. This is what I'm talking about. This is now where they start introducing some risk and some reward, some benefits and detriments. The heavy version is plus on block, specifically +3. For context, it has a slower startup, so anybody with a keen eye can jab you, can stop you from attacking. As a matter of fact, where are block reversal? Yes, not light punch, crouching light punch. So I'm gonna jab Luke and immediately go into spin knuckle. This is not a super common thing, but just to give you an idea. Okay, not even the medium one. Let's go ahead and delay it by a lot. 5 frames. Still happening. Let's do it by 10. A little bit more by 12. Okay, there you go. So the light one, there is a 12 frame, give or take. There's a 12 frame gap where you are safe to do so. The downside is once you do land it, if you do land it on block, it's not your turn anymore. But it's something you can do. But doing medium, too slow. Doing heavy, forget it. So from this distance, if you are keen, if you are playing neutral and you're looking out for your opponent's moves, if you were to see this wind up, you have time to answer them. But if they are unsuccessful in doing so, you are +3. Just for context, it does push them back a little bit, but it does its primary function of getting across fireballs if there was one on the screen. And you're still not exactly touching them, but you're in their range. You're right here, so you can push her if you're offensive. If you were to condition them to block, maybe you've been really effective at frame trapping them, space trapping them. Like, you know, they're incentivized not to immediately press a button and retaliate. I mean, why would they? You're plus. That's an easy strike throw situation. You're not right on them, so it's not a true strike throw, right? Like, it's not, are you going to hit me or are you going to grab me? There's some time. If I were to do heavy spin knuckle, I have to travel to you. It's not a lot, but I do have to travel. But the main takeaway is you are plus. Let's go ahead and have Luke. Whoops. Just do a quick sandblast. Actually, let's do heavy sandblast. And then he'll block. Oh, too early. Very, very reactable. Besides the fact I know that he's going to do it, right? Just in general, if you were to see the startup itself from this range, if you want to try and play keep away, did it too late. Way too late. Try a little bit further. Because throwing fireballs is it's a very committed thing. If I am keen on it, I have an anti-fireball move to enforce my pressure. Cammy has access to this at the very start of every fight. If she's paying attention and you just want to throw fireballs because fuck you, I don't want you near me, too bad. You're holding this. And I am +3. It's my turn. So all that being explained now, let's go ahead and visit my boy. I don't want that color. Jamie's anti-fireball move is, first problem, locked behind his drink system. I say problem very loosely because, again, his whole thing is that he drinks. That's his whole game mechanic, that he gets stronger as the fight progresses. The unfortunate thing is that people don't have to wait until they get to throw fireballs. So you're already at a deficit. But Freddy, that's the point. He needs to start weaker. Okay, fine. Let's say we leave that alone. We finally get to level 2. After a couple of engagements, you will now have the power to get in even when they don't want you to get in. It is immediately, not immediately, almost immediately invincible. Looking at the frame bar again, only 2 squares, so only 2 frames of counter hit state. So unless you were to do it right when the fireball is on your character, you're going through it. You don't have to time it as well. At least you don't have to in theory. This is the light, so travels around the same amount of distance as Cammy's, but it does take a while for the first hit to come out. The first hit, though, hits close to Jamie, not towards the opponent. So unless you're in this range, realistically, you're not going to catch him. Let's try. Just because I know that it's coming, let's see if I can do it like really firm reaction. Shit, okay. Possible, hard, but possible. But let's go ahead and look at, are you blocking? Yes, you are. Let's go and look at, you realistically fucking up. You call it wrong. You're -12. For the uninitiated, The fastest attack in this game is 4 frames. The heavier, more dangerous moves are around 6 to 8 frames. The deadliest moves are like around 10 to 12, maybe 15 frames. If you notice 12, you can hit most of your attacks with that. As a matter of fact, with Luke, his heavy punch is 10 frames. So from this interaction, if I were to not unnecessarily, unfortunately, hit you with a light Bakai and it's blocked, he can heavy punch and punish counter. Let's actually go in and show that. Where is heavy punch? I'm blocking. Doesn't matter. That is a heavy starter. You're eating damage. And God forbid you try to do that on round 3. You're eating damage. Okay, fine. So you have to be really careful and time it better. Let's go and try the medium Bakai, which travels further. -16, so it just gets worse. But okay, Cammy's was -2, -3 and -2 respectively. Like, it wasn't her turn anymore, but she was still fucking safe. But I digress. You're not safe, but you would do a lot of damage for this move. It's really hard to cover that space from here because it's not instantly that you hit them. This is supposedly like where it's ideal for you to hit it, right? Let's do it again. What move am I supposed to be catching from this? And mind you, that's his heavy. If he was doing EX or OD, he recovers faster. If this is ideally the range, unless you tell me I'm supposed to be doing it from here, which some people might try fireball you out, you know, they might try to play some keep away, might try to poke you or check you or whatever. You know, maybe from over here. It's a call out. You know, hey, he is going to fireball. Versus, hey, you are fireballing. Don't do that. That's not smart. I know from here, hey, you fireballed a lot. So I know that is going to connect. That's understandable, my lovely niece. That's understandable. Not a common thing. It happens. Look, do not be confused by what I'm saying. This does work. People at higher levels do land it. My complaint is not that it's impossible to land, it's that the amount of attention, the amount of effort you need to have to make it connect feels very, very one-sided. Because the risk and reward for your reaction being just a couple frames too late, if you're doing it on time, you get some pretty good damage, and it's your turn. But if you don't time it right, -17. You might as well put the controller down. And God forbid you have less than half health. And God forbid they have level 3 and more than 3 blocks of drive gauge. That one attempt alone was more egregious than whiffing a grab with all the other conditions I said before. You are beyond cooked. You're roasted, you're burnt, you're thrown out. You're done. Better luck next time, bucko. See, hit that today, fighting at Ed. Yeah, I'm glad you did. And do not take what I'm saying as a chance to dissuade you. Keep trying. I still watch YouTube videos of other professional or higher level Jamie players who are able to really use it and really react and do it very well. So all the shit I'm talking about. Oh, sorry. Let me actually give the whole thing. OD. -46. Terrible. But it does come out faster. And I guess it's supposed to be either a mix of medium and heavy. I guess in terms of speed and distance. Like maybe it's medium speed, a give or take. Yeah, start was 22 frames. Versus heavy, 26 frames. OD should be what, 21 frames? So it comes out faster, travels roughly around the same distance as heavy. But look how long he is traveling before he's actually able to successfully make contact. That was a little bit too far. So around here, that's a lot of time. So if you respond to a fireball, if you were to shoot a sandblast, terrible. -58 because you thought, oh, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this motherfucker now. No. Yeah, -58 frames. Everything I said about you being cooked and roasted and whatever, exactly. At this point, you are dead. And it's not even like in a funny way, like, oh man, you fucked up. No, this is suicide. When I was learning how to play the game and learning how to play Jamie, I had a conversation with my boy Ed about, Soldier Luca. about how this is a bad idea. I am not incentivized to use it, so I accidentally like create a flowchart in my head. I am locking out a viable tool of Jamie's. If I'm supposed to use Jamie's tool set, top to bottom, each one has its own benefits. I am subconsciously learning that this tool is a tool that only takes me out, so I'm less likely to use it. So effectively, although this is not factual, what is effectively happening in my head is that I don't have an anti-fireball move. I do have one factually. I do have one logically speaking. Hey, does Jamie have an anti-fireball tool? Yes, he does. In practice, in a game, round 1 fight, they throw a fireball. My brain does not compute, oh, I know how to get through that. My brain says, parry. Because you will not catch me dead, but kind. Why? I like my health. I don't want to lose 40 to 60% health because I try to respond to a fireball. I'm not doing it. No, eat shit. So regarding the changes, let's go ahead and jump in now to the changes. Here we go ahead. So I have to show yet again another character to kind of bring home the idea that I had. Where are you? I know anybody who's watching this that plays probably just groaned when I just pulled him up. It's just you got to be in level 2 to even get the move. Yes, you're absolutely right. Now, as a matter of fact, let me go back to Jamie, because you raised another good point. I don't want that outfit. Stop it. Something great that I missed about this. So, yes, you have to be level 2 to execute the Bakai. With level 2, with OD Bakai, it's very hard to see, but did you notice that he flashes blue? Let me go ahead and reduce it to 50%. Right there. Now I'll do it again, because I know it's literally a flash. There. He flashes blue. Let me see if I can like do it and catch it. Whoops. There. He flashes blue for maybe 2, 3, 4 frames. He flashes blue, meaning it can be canceled. So speaking of level 2, this move can be canceled to a special move. Specifically, and this is what a lot of people at higher levels do. Cancel into your level 2 special art. Your, special art. I keep forgetting what it's called. You can cancel it. So you do have an emergency eject button with this move. Not only is it a more damaging move, stop blocking for a second. If you were to catch your opponent, yeah, it hurts pretty decently. But because it's level 2, because it's canceled to level 2, if you were to, bad example, try it. I missed the window. Try it again. Whoops. I'm nervous now. You could bail out. And it gives you +7. So you have an advantage. It's really, really resource intensive. You have to use Drive Gauge to use level 2. To use OD Bakai. The window is very small. It's not so much... This might be helpful for the rest of the time you're using Jamie or any other character. You might be thinking, hey, I have to put in the whole button combination when it flashes. To make sure we're all on the same page, the button combination must be registered when the flash happens. What I'm talking about, stop blocking for a second. One of my, come on. There. I learned this like when I was maybe platinum, diamond. I was stressing myself out because I thought that I had to press quarter circle forward twice and any of the punch buttons right there. Right in that second. Right there. No. You can, while he's spinning, not charge up, but input all the buttons you need to input. So quarter circle forward while he's rolling and press punch roughly around the time that he turns blue. Looks like this. Whoops. Did you see when I put it in? You can buffer it. Exactly right. So the same thing can be said with this. Look how early it is that I press the rest of the buttons. So you have plenty of time to figure out, okay, is this hitting or is this not hitting? So if Luke tries to shoot something, I called it right that time. Did it too fast. Fucking missed the window, but case in point. You could bail out easily and safely, and you are an advantage. It uses 2 of your bars, and I don't know how much. Where'd you go? Drive gauge. Let's just not do it from refill. Standard. Let's see how much it actually is, resource-wise. Too close. Okay, so 1 bar, but you lose. Sorry, 1 bar of drive gauge, because by doing level 2, you do get 1 bar back. But your special arts is now 2 less. So if you're trying to save that to use a level 2 or something, you now have to pay a heavy toll for trying to use the tool that is meant for fireballs. You try to use it for the right reason, for whatever reason it is. Assuming you're trying to use it as an anti-fireball technique, because you're a little bit too slow on the draw, or you misjudged the distance, you have an eject button to make it safe, to make you super advantageous, but it's resource intensive. So that is there. Let's go ahead and jump back now to just a broad idea that I had. I'm glad I could blow your mind. So, Rashid, it's been a while since I played Rashid. Is it kick? It's one of the punches. Is it punch? Yeah, punch, okay. Rashid is a character that has some unique mechanics like most of the other characters. Like, he has something that makes him pretty cool. It's the fact that he can run. By double tapping and holding forward, kind of like in Tekken, you enter a run state. During this run state, depending on what you press, different things come out. If you were to press one of the kick buttons, he does a cool little sidewind kick. Jumps up. I believe it's a low crush, don't quote me on that. But it hits mid, it's not overhead. But it's good if you think they're either going to strike, trying to hit you out of it, or it's useful for a bunch of different reasons. That's not the point of this. Alternatively, if you were to press one of the kick buttons, he has a slide, which is punishable. It leaves him -5. If I can do it consistently. Okay, so it's not -5. It looks like it depends on when you catch it. But it is negative for the most part. They can punch. Jesus, -10. Is it the further out that it's safer? Yeah, the further out I do it, the safer I am. -4. So, can you make it safe? Is the lowest one -4? -3. You can make it safe if you do it if you space it perfectly. Again, not the point. The fact that he slides, right, on block, it's blocked. And now you have to suffer the consequences. The consequences are not too severe, but you have some consequences. They can very easily tap you out of it. Yes, I got it on. All right. Oh, right, I have to delay. Whoops. And here we go. Okay, you eat a punish. It's not gonna be the end of the world or anything. It could be, right? Like depending when you do it, but there is a semblance of risk and reward. This is great for catching people who are trying to play neutral. You're trying to approach them. They might be trying to move back to gain some distance. Unbeknownst to them, you're actually going for their fucking shoelaces. Okay, because let's say he doesn't block and he's moving back and forth, back and forth. Boom. You catch him on his toes. Notice though specifically that the animation starts after a successful hit. It side switches. I don't care about the side switch part, but the fact that it does side switch. There's an animation that happens after you successfully hit your opponent. So, mechanically, we can do something where if you hit the opponent, something happens. If you don't, you get punished. Versus you have to commit to whatever it is that you're doing. With Bakai, if you use Bakai, doesn't matter if it's hit or not hit, Jamie's breakdancing. Why or how come, not how come. Humor me for a second. What if Jamie, instead of Bakai being, hey, you input the command and you're automatically doing the kicks, why can't it be still with the whole breakdancing motif? A slide. If it connects, then he starts breakdancing. Shit, even reduce the damage. I don't care about the specifics of the damage, just for mechanical reasons. How great would it be as an anti-projectile tool? And I wonder if this is also anti-projectile. Is it? It is. So, oh, fucking Rashid. Son of a bitch. Similar to Rashid's slide kick. Instead of sliding and slapping the person's leg and switching sides, why can't it be slide right there? Sorry. And once it makes contact, then he does a cool little spin, a cool little breakdance spin. If it does not connect, then it just does the slide. And like we saw earlier, it's now -5, -10, negative whatever. It's something not too egregious like -17, but like -4. Shit, if you want to really like copy fucking Cammy, -3, -2, I'll settle for -4. Honestly, like the worst that can happen is you get light jab punished by some characters. Fine. Sorry, Lily. I'm pretty sure Lily has no 4-framers. But okay, so like make it -4 or -5. Okay, you know, like that. I'll take that trade-off for how crazy good that would be. It's a low and it's an anti-fireball. Fuck it, take off the low part of it. Make it so it hits mid. I don't fucking care. But the fact that you can go and slide through projectiles and you don't have to commit to a death on block technique, that would be great. That would be fucking great. Only activates the spinning top breakdance move after successful hit. And then everything else stays the same. I imagine it still completes the same thing, the same requirements. Like if you were to, let's switch back to Jamie over here. Do it again. I dare you. Give me the wrong outfit one more time. And Rashid for comparison. I imagine for situations like this. How about I don't make him block? There you go.
Come on. It's time to train.
Okay, I saved the current state, so I can always go back to this part right here. I love training mode here. Ah, I fucked that up. Try it again.
Come on. It's time to train.
Okay, I saved it there. You could, for those who didn't know, you could, after this, medium Bakai your way through. So if you did not want to spend the resources like drive, rush, or anything, again, do it again. The usual ender to that, like the common one, is this. Drive rush. Jamie's, I forgot what this move is called. The swing kick. So drive rush, swing kick. And on hit, the jumping heavy. It'll automatically correct to it. And from there, slide, not slide. The, what's it called? Oh my god, the sweep. Sweep, drink, blah blah, you're +4, it's your turn. Right, it's super cool, super advantageous. That's the usual follow-up to his level 3. But alternatives do exist, and one popular one is light, not light, medium, specifically medium Bakai. Does some pretty decent damage. If you could make it that it travels the same amount of distance, but it's a slide instead, it would still work, mechanically I imagine, that he would have to slide first, and once his hitbox makes contact with the opponent's hurt box before it touches the floor, it then starts to breakdance. Everything else still remains the same. Food for thought. Let's move on to the next thing. That was all about Bakai. And like I said, I would be happy if that was the only change. If they were to think of something like that, if I had credence in what I'm saying, and they say, you know what, let's make Bakai better, and it was something akin to that, they could leave everything else the same. I'd be a little disappointed, but I would be okay. I want an anti-fireball move. A genuine one. Not one on a technicality that, yeah, this move goes against fireball. No, fuck you. It doesn't work that way. The same way if I'm fighting somebody else and they have a goddamn rocket launcher and I have a fucking knife, well, you both have weapons, shut up, all right? I feel like one of them is dangerously more dangerous than the other. Yo, well, if you get in close range, but they have to shoot you from, that's not the fucking point. In terms of having things a little bit more equal, having things a little bit more comparable, I have to hit you once, right? Okay, maybe. You only need to hit me once, guaranteed. Doesn't matter what it is. Cammy's anti-fireball move against Ryu is much scarier. People hesitate more doing any type of Hadouken or any type of projectile against Cammy than they do Jamie. I don't give a fuck. Argue with your mother. Nobody's going to argue with me that Jamie's is better because it does more damage and blah. You can hit it. You can't do it. You can't land the fucking Bakai. Yeah, you can. Look at this. Shut the fuck up. Any regular human, anybody that is at diamond and below is not going to consistently hit this. The point of an anti-fireball is not to consistently hit, but it's supposed to be a threat. Bakai is not a threat. If they hit you with Bakai, it's because they were on their shit. They were on their air game, or you were super predictable. Like, you have a pattern. Like, you jump, fireball. Like, okay, I know what he's going to do. He's jumping again. Here comes a fireball. Here comes Bakai. That's your fault. Realistically, anybody with a brain that's not playing that way, there is not a consistent pattern. Bakai is more likely than not going to hit. Moving on to another one. Oh my god, it's fucking dive kick. Let's change it to character specific. Level 1. So, again, for the uninitiated, Jamie has a dive kick. That changes his trajectory, depending on whether you do light, medium, or heavy. Once again, similar to Cammy, let's go ahead and switch you to Cammy so I have something to compare to. And I already know people are going to start talking about it. Well, it just sounds like you'd rather play as Cammy. No, I fucking don't want to play as Cammy. Alright? I tried playing as Cammy and she's cool and everything. I don't like her playstyle. Well, they're both rushdown characters. What the fuck's your problem? She just has better tools than Jamie. I don't want Jamie to be another Cammy. The fact that they have these tools on other characters means that they can share some of these tools. They know about them fundamentally, and they can introduce it to a character like him and still fulfill the same requirements. They can still fulfill the same thing they're trying to fulfill with the character. Hold on. There we go. So with Jamie's dive kick, on his light one, I think it's better if I show you hers first. Let's do a block all. Similar angle. -5, -1, sorry, +1. So, I don't want to say it's easy, but I feel like that invalidates a lot of people who might have trouble with it. But you can realistically do this with very little fear, unless you're doing it and trying to land on their fucking head. And even then, you're like -5. So you're jab punishable for most characters. But again, the damage is not going to be too egregious. And that is the light version. If you hit them on their chest or lower, you're safe. If you hit them towards their feet, you might be fucking plus. So for something, -7, bad example. Zero on block from that last interaction. +1. So it's your turn for doing an instant dive kick. Let's try the medium ones. So change the trajectory a little bit more. Still reasonably easy to do an instant dive kick. It's too fast for people to realistically try an anti-air on reaction. If they're expecting it, of course you can call it out. But if you're playing neutral right here, you just throw one of these bad boys out, that short amount of, 11 frames? No, 11 frames for the jump. 11 frame jump, 12 frame for it to come down. So for 23 frames, within 23 frames, input the necessary command to call me out. And if you do it wrong, you get hit. If you don't do it in time, I am now probably plus. Very stressful, which adds on to the fact that she is a rushdown character. She's supposed to stress you out and piss you off and get in close. Okay, that's the medium version. Heavy one. Oh, brother, look at that fucking angle. So from here, I don't think any of her buttons can hit realistically from here. So if you and me are in this uncomfortable space right now, you're in the corner, or any situation really, but like this is an uncomfortable space where our buttons can't connect, but we want to test boundaries. It's my turn, and I'm in your face. I have to travel a little bit for grab, but going back to the whole spin knuckle situation, I'm advantageous here. I went from over here, and even then I'm just -1. So I can go from here, be +3. I could say it's not a fuck neutral button, but I'm finding trouble giving it any other fucking name. From here, Cammy can enforce her pressure. And good luck trying to get her out the air for it. With Jamie, if I can do it right. Very steep, goddamn. It feels steep. You can still imitate the same thing. You can be +2. Ah. Roughly around the same amount of frames. I'm going to chalk this up as just user error. But the fact that I am not consistently hitting it hopefully communicates how difficult it could be for the usual person to do an instant dive kick as a call out. I was 0 on block. And I've heard that, so I want to say it's user error because I always want to assume that I'm the one fucking up. Because of course I am. The game works consistently all the time. It's not magically the game's lagging for me or something, right? Like that's dumb to think of. But the amount of time that I've heard other people in Master, in Grandmaster, in High Master talk about, not even just talk about, I can fucking see it. I can see that they're trying to do a dive kick and they end up doing this. They start kicking wildly in the air when they're in this weird shuffling situation. I can tell that was supposed to be a dive kick. I've seen people on Twitter, excuse me, give feedback about how, I don't want to say unfair, because that's not the word they used, how unforgiving the buttons are for an instant dive kick for Jamie specifically. It's not Jamie exclusive, but it for some reason just feels tougher for Jamie to hit a dive kick consistently. I don't know what it is. But even then, -5 sucks. It feels so fucking steep. Like he's coming almost straight down. While with Cammy, it feels like there's still more of an angle. You know? But with Jamie, look at that. Let's test that out. Takes 3 to get to you. It takes 3 to get to you with Cammy too, but I am on Jamie's shoe. I feel like that was a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. The angle was a little bit better for her. It's more likely I'm going to land that dive kick. That's just the light version. It carries on to his heavies as well. That's a really decent angle. Leaves him +1 from there. So, okay, Freddy, I get it. Like, they're comparable, but it looks like you're just bitching about Jamie specifically. Like, what's the point you're trying to make? How do I want to communicate it? I had it written down. I saw a video discussing dive kicks in general and what their purpose is supposed to be. I don't consider myself an expert on game mechanics and something specific like dive kicks. What I have heard a couple of times that dive kicks, some of the benefits besides you being able to skip neutral to a degree, avoid fireballs, call out grabs, is that it changes the trajectory of your jump. Jumps, like dashing forward and dashing back, like parries and everything, are committal moves. You have to commit. You have to say, I am doing this thing. Dive kicks offer another layer to that decision making in that if I am jumping, you know where I'm going to land and when I'm going to land. Even if I'm attacking, you know where I'm going to land and how I'm going to land, for the most part. Anti-airs will hit them consistently. If you're consistent with your anti-airs, you will consistently anti-air them. Dive kicks add another layer because they're, in theory, supposed to complicate where they're landing and when they're landing. His dive kick doesn't either. His dive kick can change where he's landing. So if you want to do something over here to trip up your opponent, like force an anti-air, sure, maybe. But in terms of when he's landing roughly in the same amount of time, roughly, than if he did not do anything at all, give or take. I'm not saying like it's 1-to-1, it's more so I can respond to you dive kicking because he's not coming down that fast. The angle is a little bit weird, but the speed of it, you can realistically, when I jump up, bad example, when I jump up and input it, that pause, that delay, I think it pushes it too far in line with a normal jump. So anybody who just sees me leave the ground right here, they are already prepping, or they now know it's activated in their brain, okay, I need to anti-air. I need to stop him. So whether I jump normally, if I could do it right, embarrassing. It gives them extra time or enough time to put in an anti-air. And you're done. I want a cheat box. Cheat box, still calling that? I can do instant, sorry, you wrote a lot, I'm sorry. But that dive kick never worked for me. Crazy that you say that. Crazy. It took me a long time to have a different use for it. I'm going to talk about that in a second. I can do instant dive kick, but that kick never works for me. I'm on a cheat box. When I was playing on my arcade stick, I was doing 360 motions to do that. People end up trying to do like weird, funky shit with their controller just to try and get it a little bit more consistently. And it's frustrating to use the wrong move or to lose entire matches or at least 40% of your health because you meant to do dive kick, but you did jumping kick instead, and now you're eating fist. Now you're done. It sucks. It feels like you're fighting the game sometimes more than you're fighting your opponent when stuff like this happens. Gourmet cup noodles, thank you. You deserve a kiss. Okay, so let's talk about the OD version. Because again, they're comparable, but the fact that dive kicks for Jamie feels like it does not change too much of a trajectory. Let me go through the rest of his tools before I start making comparisons and suggestions. So for his dive kick, he does have an OD version, which seems to hit consistently. Doesn't matter whether you use light and medium, or medium and heavy. Looks like it hits roughly around the same, if not exactly the same area. So it's already a predetermined distance. So you can't, it's unfortunate, but you can't trip up your opponent. If you're going for OD, you are committing to a certain time, distance, damage, everything. It's a choice. So why would you do OD if it's a set thing, you're using resources? Because this one keeps you safe. At that point, I ended up +1, but let's do it at a more unfavorable place. I'm -4. That was egregious. Do it from here, -3. From a realistic angle, I'm 0 on block. From there, mind you, normal dive kick for Jamie, that would have been like -5, -6, punishable. I'm -3. So it gives you slightly better frames. So you can use this to throw it out just to see if it sticks. If it does, it gives you great damage. Oops. After first hit. It leaves them in a float state, so you can hit them out of it. Common one, or common follow-up, is his sweep. That's the word for it. His sweep, or if you're really on it, is level 3. So it's great if you're trying to bait out a grab, if you're in, you have them uncomfortable in the corner or something, excuse me, you know that they're going for buttons, and you just call it out. Yeah, that sucks. And yeah, Cammy doesn't have that, at least not to my knowledge. She doesn't have such a high reward for calling you out correctly. But she can call you out correctly more often because just by throwing it out, she's more likely to hit you with it. So it's more so hit it once, right, and get shot. Or in Cammy's case, how do I, there we go. Or in Cammy's case, you can just death by 1,000 paper cuts. This would not realistically happen in a fight, but the fact that she can, on average, more confidently go for a dive kick. It's not brainless. It's not like it's on easy mode or anything. It's just that Jamie has to, it feels like Jamie has to work a little bit harder to get a similar result. But because he has to work harder, the reward is better when he does land it. That is also difficult for a lot of us, especially for somebody like me. So just like with the whole Bakai situation, I was less likely to use this dive kick because I had associated dive kicking with setting myself up for failure. Even if I didn't lose 60% of my health, I lost a chunk. I got hurt just for trying to do a fucking dive kick. Once I started recognizing, hey, doing dive kick is bad. Doing dive kick is stupid. I now am subconsciously removing my anti-fireball. I am now removing my jump-in attacks. So I am limiting my arsenal with Jamie, stunting my progress with Jamie, stunting my relationship with the character. I am not bringing out his full potential because I am getting hit a lot and hurt a lot. I need to be really locked in and be a real character specialist to really bring out this character. And it goes back to the conversation about why would you pick Jamie when Cammy's right there? Why would you pick Jamie when Kimberly's right there? Why would you pick Jamie when Ken is right there? That's a bad example. But you know what I'm trying to fucking say. A conversation I had with my boy Ed, Soldier Luca, the last time I was streaming about this very same topic, about his dive kick. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, a lot of the characters in that roster played ultimately the same. There were very small differences between each character. If you knew how to play as Goku, you basically knew how to play as Broly. You basically knew how to play as Cell. It was interchangeable. Each one had maybe one or two different things that made them kind of unique, but you could copy and paste most of your game plan, most of it, to another character. Street Fighter, not the same way. But with Dragon Ball FighterZ, there was a bit of a meta problem that a lot of characters started blending together in terms of what they had to offer in a fight. It eventually led to, well, why would I play as this character if I can play as this character, but this character has the better tool? The example he gave me was, why would I play as Goku Black if I can just play as Android 21? Or whoever was that, or Bardock. I forgot, well, no. Why would I play as Bardock if I can play Android 21? Why would I play as Super Saiyan Blue Goku when I could play as Super... It doesn't matter. You would subconsciously, or the meta, conversationally, people would start limiting the cast. A cast full of 30 plus characters, you would realistically have, you want to really compete, like really bring out the best chances of winning. In a cast of 30 plus characters, you're probably limited to maybe 20, maybe 15. So it would create some of these characters to appear way more often than others. So why it might be a little bit harder to see a Jamie online? Because why would I play Jamie if I have Cammy? Why would I play Jamie if I have Kimberly? Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is better than Bardock. Thank you. Hey Ed, welcome in. So yes, that exact conversation. Why would I play as Bardock if Gogeta is right there? He does everything that I want Bardock to do, and he has extra shit. And I don't lose anything for it. So why would I... Why? Why would I play as Jamie with what feels like more typical dive kicks, a non-existent anti-fireball move, when I have Cammy that has both? And she doesn't have to drink to unlock it. I imagine the philosophy is that Jamie, when he's drinking, is more dangerous than the rest of the cast, which is why he starts off so weak, because if you let him get too strong, he becomes too strong. That reminds me of another character that I played religiously in Dragon Ball FighterZ, Adult Gohan. And boy, when I tell you that was my bro. I love Adult Gohan for the same exact reasons. That boy starts weak, but when you get him, he is unstoppable. Difference. Jamie at level 1, I drink level 0, useless. I'ma just say it. And I love the boy. He's useless. It's not an uphill battle. You're skating, you're rollerblading uphill. You are roller fucking blading uphill with weights on your arms. Level 1 drink, you are comparable to some of the cast. Like you get to play now. Level 2, okay, now you have unlocked Jamie. That's the philosophy. At level 2, halfway there, Jamie is now pretty much on par with most of the cast. But remember what I was just bitching about with most of these moves are, not most of them, a lot of these moves have some drawbacks that I just don't feel like exist in some of the other characters. It's still harder for you to make Jamie work. You have to be really in tune. So yes, technically, he is on par, but it's more like on par, like he's comparable, not that he's like even with everybody. If Cammy and Kimberly and everybody else is up here, at level 0 drink, he's down here. Level 1 here. Level 2, he's like here. He's comparable. He now gets to play, but he's still below. Level 3, he gets a command grab. And one of his heavy buttons move. One of his heavy buttons change. His back heavy fist is slightly different at level 3. It has a whole new route. That alone is not enough for a lot of us. And that's not enough to warrant, like, that is a reward. You got to level 3, oh boy, now you're fucked. A lot of people have not really brought this out to its fullest potential. People use it for its intention, for the right intention, right? Like if you're in an awkward space right here, you're going back and forth, you can use it as a very successful whiff punish move. Because it does move his hurt box back. So if Cammy were to, see if I can force it. Block. I think it's her crouching medium punch. Block it. See, let's see if I can force it. Like that. It's great if you know what they're gonna do. It's great if you want to use it as a call out. It leaves you +6, but you can't really do anything. If you're using it the way it's intended to be used, it's very rare for you to really bring it out to its full potential. Because if you do whiff punish somebody or punish counter somebody because they swung and you step back and hit them for it, what can you use? What can you do from here? This is just Cammy's example. So yeah, it might be more character specific, but once again, what are you really gaining for this fucking move? I'm sure there's people who are better than me that can apply it better than I can. I am not denying that. I'm sure the tool has its uses. In general consumption, in general use, once again, the motif of Jamie, it's way more difficult than I feel like, than a lot of us feel like it should be. If it's supposed to be a whiff punish move, if it's supposed to be stop pressing buttons, why? You have to be super close to use it. I'm trying to imitate the same thing that happened earlier. It's hard. It's harder than I compare to a lot of other casts. It's harder than it feels like it should be for that. Let me see. Stanford Kelly said it back in 2013. I pick a motherfucking top tier. Super Saiyan 4 plays just like Bardock, but better normals, better reversal, and a unique level 7 insta-kill. Yeah. I completely agree. And I was there. Now, I know that there's people like me who are character loyalists and everything. That's cool and all. I'm a character loyalist to Jamie. So no matter how much bitching I do, I'm going to keep playing Jamie. Because I am not competing for money. I'm not paying my rent by playing this game. I mean, it would be cool if I could, and if I could. I know I can. It would be cool if I had the legacy and the experience and the motivation to really put in as much hours as Punk, NuckleDu, and everybody else does to this game. I'm talking about 80 hours a week playing the game to make it a craft. Understanding every single micro frame on what to do in this XYZ situation. I don't have the capacity. I don't have the interest. I just don't want to do that. It's not that it's impossible. I know I can, because they did. I have fun with the game because of what I can learn to do, but I don't want to have to play at such an intense level just to make my character comparable to someone who's playing just ranked mode. It feels like I'm playing with skill-based matchmaking, but for fighting games. For Jamie specifically. I feel like I have to sweat just to do what Cammy does in neutral by accident. But back on topic. Way back on topic. Because I got way off. So the dive kick. What did I write for a change? Oh. I actually had two different ideas. One of them, basically copying hers. For the most part, either increase the angle a little bit, or just make it a little bit safer. God, it said block, please. Make it a little bit. Damn, from there, that doesn't even fucking hit. God, see, this is another bad example. Like, I actually got -3 there. But for the most part, I'm actually getting it safe now. Make it harder to be unsafe, because you're not changing anything else. So this would be a great incentive to force your way in. Excuse me, because on hit, you can't really do much besides enforce your pressure, just like Cammy can. But I'm less likely to use it because if I get it wrong, I'm cooked. Like, heavily cooked. So just make it a little bit easier, a little bit safer. I would say, just like with the OD version, make it -3 on average, like -2, -3, -4 if you do it absolutely on their head. Wow, even that it was like -3. How'd that happen? Okay, there we go, -5. If you're to do it completely, why am I getting -2 now? What am I doing? Let's try put in the middle of the screen. There we go. An interaction like that, I would feel a little bit better if that was -3 instead of -4. -3. Just keep it safe. Now without punishment, because if you do it dumb like that, yeah, I actually think that's a little bit too nice. That should be -6, -7, because you have no business doing that, almost crossing her up. What is the secret? I feel like I'm doing it in worse situations, but I'm coming out safe. Should I just scrap this whole idea? Did I just misunderstand how the move works? God, that's so fucking steep. -8. Okay, so maybe I think it's just because I'm using the heavy. I think heavy was safer than I was giving it credit for. Yeah, for medium and for light, increase the angle just a little bit so it hits a little bit further. Because I don't imagine I should be this close to get a light dive kick. And even if I do, that's -7. Doing medium, I'm -6. I think if you were to increase the angle a little bit so I can hit you from maybe over here with medium. Not so low, but that's actually like towards your torso. I would prefer there was a little bit more range and make it a little bit steeper. Keep the frame, let's just reduce it by 1 or 2 frames on average for how unsafe you are. Or, this is the actual one that I wanted for this. I need to switch Cammy out. For, where are you, fucker? You! This fucking douchebag. God damn. How do I? That's not how. Can you tell I don't play Akuma? Okay. How do I... Okay, let me stop guessing. What is your... This is Demon Raid. Quarter circle forward, kick. Into kick, okay. Wrong. I just read it and I still did it wrong. Freddy. There you go. This fucking thing. Demon Flip. I'm not talking about the fact that it switches and has like 4 different inputs that you can do for 4 different results. Most of them leaving him plus. Akuma's supposed to be stronger than most of the cast. That's his whole thing. He has less health. Fine, whatever. Cool. Moving past that philosophy. I keep wanting to do instant air kick. Dive kick. In his dive kick, in his Demon Raid, Demon Flip, he is safe. But specifically, it changes when he's coming down. You can't confidently, you most likely will get it often, but you can't confidently, without even thinking about it, hit him out the air every time. Since he can change his trajectory. That alone itself is a move. I'm not asking for the move itself, but the fact that he can delay his descent. You can do it quicker or slower. I have found it more difficult to anti-air him from this, kind of like with Bison, where they will jump in the air, but you don't know if they're coming down now, or now, or now. It can vary slightly, so him jumping in the air is actually a threat. So for characters who have dive kicks, if the benefit's supposed to be either they change where they land or when they land, for Jamie, it doesn't really feel like it's changing when he's landing, just where. So if you try to do a dive kick, if you're within range, it doesn't matter which type of dive kick you're using, you're getting smacked. But with Akuma, you have to pay attention. If you're going to anti-air him, it has to be a choice. You're committing to it. Because you could be wrong. He could jump up there. As a matter of fact, can't you even use OD to really delay it? Demon Swoop. Doesn't he have... I think it's his Air Hadouken. Something like that. Obviously, I'm not asking for Jamie to have a projectile, but the fact that Akuma jumping alone is a mix. I do not need the same level of mix as Akuma in the air. I wouldn't want that, because that just seems a little bit too much. But if there was some comparable way to instill the fear that other people have when Akuma jumps, when a Rushdown character jumps, he's jumping in, do I or do I not, is what I'm asking for. Whatever shape or form that takes. Because from here, you don't know what Akuma's going to do. You don't know if he's going to come down normally, kick you, delay, completely pause his momentum, and shoot something. That itself has an answer to it. He is still vulnerable in the air, but the fact that you have to think, you have to engage with it. With Jamie, you don't really have to engage that much with it. With Cammy, it doesn't give you that much chance to engage with it. If you're on your shit, you can hit her out the air. Easy peasy. With Jamie, you see him jump, just anti-air. But he's gonna just anti-air. Well, what if he just anti-air? Just anti-air. You got him. Because what the fuck's the point? The dive kick is only there to be an anti-grab tech. Moving on. Okay, this fucking one. I need you to just bear with me on this one, okay? People have been talking about the drinks. Specifically, who was it? It wasn't Diaphone. Brian F. No, I think Brian F. did talk about it, but no, I'm thinking of Broski. Broski talked about this. Brother. Broski and Roofelmonger have mentioned different ideas, amongst other people, for Jamie's drink. His whole character is the fact that he drinks. When he drinks, he gets stronger, things change as he drinks. Oh, my bad. Let me actually read the chat. But Barak's my guy. I don't care if he's my favorite. I feel you. People who can just pick up a top tier and not care how they resonate with the character is really impressive to me. I can't do that. I gotta like the character I'm using. I fucking agree. Sometimes I will stay away from top tiers. The only time I ever used a top tier, and was just by happenstance, was because of UI Goku and Fighters, because it's fucking UI Goku. Like, I was there when he fucking did that shit in the show. I just want to feel like a fucking teenager, like a kid playing my favorite character. It's fucking UI Goku. The same excitement people had when Goku went Super Saiyan, like, I want to go Super Saiyan. That was me. That was me being childish. But for the most part, I don't really gravitate towards top tiers. If I see top tiers, if they're top tier, I see them often. If I see them often, they start to lose the appeal for me. I end up liking mid to lower tiers, not because I'm some type of savior or saint, literally because I don't see them that often. So they still look and feel cool and impressive to me. Anji from Guilty Gear. Kai, don't know where he stands right now, but at some points he was considered like more in the mid tier section. The tiers didn't really bother me so much, but I think I've noticed a pattern that Adult Gohan, Android 17 from Fighters, Jamie in Street Fighter. Who else did I fucking play? God, what are fighting games? Sub-Zero and MK11. Noob Saibot and MK11. Sub-Zero and Noob Saibot and Smoke in MK1. Like those characters are either middle or upper middle at best. I don't see them that often. Either they're difficult to use or they're just not popular, so when they come across me, they don't know what to do some of the times. But for the most part, I do feel like the ugly duckling. I feel like I'm a little bit more unique. Maybe it's an ego thing. I have to like the character, but an easy way for me not to like the character is that they're fucking plastered everywhere. It's rare for me to like a character that I see all over the place. All over the fucking place. I feel like they're a whore. Like they're with everybody. You're hitting on the later active frames. It's why you were safer despite hitting his head. I love Broski's vids. It's how he's been keeping up Street Fighter. Kai's kind of cracked, I've heard. Yeah, I've heard too. I don't know where he's at right now. I don't know whether he's like that guy or not. That guy. I don't know if he is like super top tier. I haven't played Guilty Gear in, I think, 2 years. Give or take. With Jamie's drink, his whole game mechanic is that he drinks. I get it. Reina is one of the most played characters in Tekken, but I don't care. I love her. But I'm pretty sure you're going to get a tattoo of her. If I leave you alone long enough, you might just get... I know you have art of Reina. Who was it in Street Fighter, in Tekken 7 that you were enamored with? Was it Kazumi? Is that her name? It's Kazumi who's your background right now on your profile picture. Yeah, Kazumi. Okay, I'm not crazy. Yeah, listen, I get it. I know you and your waifus. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Hey, listen, is there hope for her to even be like DLC? You know, they fucking brought back Heihachi. What's up, Kazumi? Bro, I'm ass, but I love Bardock. Everybody loves Bardock, man. But she's canonically dead. I don't believe that shit. After Heihachi, everybody, after Heihachi and Bison canonically dead, I don't give a fuck. There'll be DLC in next season. I don't care. Because they move units, they sell. Heihachi, that's coming back. Her neck got snapped. She dead. I don't care. I don't care. I know y'all right. I don't care. I'm not saying like I'm right and y'all wrong, like y'all don't know what you're talking about. Clearly y'all know 10 times more about Tekken than I even do. After Bison and after Heihachi, I don't care if, and that goes for any piece of media. I don't care if Darth Vader, we see him take off his mask and he, you know, passes away. He gets lit on fire at the end of episode 6. I don't care. I'm still expecting to pop up in episode 10. So when it does happen, I am not that caught off guard. Because the whole shit but Palpatine return, bro, they're dead. Shut the fuck up. If they wanted to, they'll write them back in. Hey, got her with the one piece with the fries. Hey, and welcome to the stream. How's my day been? My day has been full of naps. My day has been a weird one. But right now we're talking about Street Fighter and my many, many dumb ideas to change my favorite character. And I'm eating noodles. Because I didn't give myself enough time to make lunch. So, drinks. Fucking drinks. It's Jamie's whole thing. I get it. I do not think we should employ any mechanic that speeds up how you get drinks. Broski made a suggestion in his Change 2 video. He has an ongoing video series where he changes 2 things about every character in preparation for, like, in this case, Season 3. I completely disagree with this ongoing request of have an OD drink mechanic. If you were to press down twice and 2 punch buttons, you'll take 2 swig. I fucking hate it. Because I feel like that defeats the purpose, the psychology, the point that Broski was trying to make is I am not a fan of any move, anything that helps you skip Jamie's mechanic. I agree. That skips it. I don't like it. It should be a process to get drinks. If the thing is that you're supposed to drink and drink and drink, giving anything that makes it so you have to drink less, take it off. I don't want it. Instead, I actually got this idea from Rooflemonger. I like this a lot. It starts off as a basic common request. Have the drinks carry over. Hear me out. You're trading resources, get resources, a trade-off. Yes, it is a trade-off. I completely agree. You are spending to receive more. I hear you. I don't have much of an argument against it. I just don't like the idea of that I have to participate less with the resource. If I'm using a resource character, having a button that lets me get more resource faster. So effectively, if I wanted to, I could round start, OD, drink, get up to level 2. Let me change this. Get up to level 2 for the same amount of time it takes to level 1, or whatever the change it is. You have a little bit less drive gauge. The character's still playing passively or whatever. I get one interaction, I'm already at level 3. So, what was initially, what's supposed to be received as a process, you're supposed to be rewarded for making hard calls in neutral. I just won one interaction, I'm at level 3, given all his other mechanics. I'm at level 3 now. God forbid if I OD and get to level 2, and then you're still passive, you're still waiting, and I do it again. Now I'm at level 4. And it hasn't even been 5 seconds. So what the fuck is the point of choosing to drink? Yeah, I only have 2 drive gauge meters left, but depending on how that goes, I can just steamroll the whole fight. If that's the case, just give me level 4 at the fucking start. I hate it. If that's what they end up doing, I mean, I'll accept it, right? Like, I'm gonna stop bitching about it. But if it was up to me, don't give him OD drink. Or if you do give him OD drink, give him something else as a trade-off besides just drive gauge being used. It's like the most important thing is OD 3 drive? Nope, it's only 2. So you can effectively take up 4 drive gauge meters and almost instantly get up to level 4. And still have 2 drive meters left. So you might not be able to drive cancel another move without burning out. But you can very easily get to level 4 without trying that much by just spending resources. The character that's supposed to be rewarding you because they can just pay their way through problems is supposed to be Ken, right? He's the privileged character. He's the rich character. This is not enough of a tax for me as a Jamie player to feel like, oh yeah, that's justified. I just have to spend 2 meters, 2 drive gauge, and I am now normal. So what that translates to me in my brand, I start every fight at level 2, but I start every fight with 4 drive gauge instead. That sounds weird. Everybody else starts with 6 drive gauge. I start with 4, but I have a complete character. Like I'm ready to fight. No, it should be a process, says my brain. It was drive rush cancel. That was 3. Yeah. So instead, carry the drinks over with an asterisk. Carry the drinks over. You have to drink more. I'm gonna butcher the way Rooflemonger said it. He got inspiration from a character from Virtual Fighter. This character, same motif. This is an older man. The whole drunken martial arts, drunken boxing. He drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks. Almost every single one of his moves add on a drink. His grab adds a drink. His sweep adds a drink. His whatever it is adds a drink. If you look at him too long, he takes a drink. He could get up to like 50, 60, 70 drinks in. I am not a fan of how that character works in that you can use drink meter as like an expendable resource. Like if you have drive gauge and your special arts meter, you can, like, let's say you were to get up to 10 drinks, you can now use 2 drinks to use this one-time attack. Like he has this unblockable sweep or something like some shit like that. So yeah, you get this cool move, but you have to drink up to use it again. Not a big fan of it. If that's what they did, again, I will stop bitching about it. But I do like the mechanic that his drinks stay consistent. You can bring that here in that increase how much drinks he gets and spread out his rewards. So at base level, he has nothing. He's exactly the same Jamie that you see right now. At level 1, let's say you can... No, let me not skip to the end. At level 1, all he unlocks is his target combo. Nothing else. He does not have dive kick. He doesn't have anything else. All he has is his target combo. So the fight's going on. I get 1 or 2 knockdowns. He's now at level 2. Now he unlocks the dive kick. Now he's more of a menace in the air. But let's say by then the fight's almost over. Yeah, you know, I have like 10%, 20% health left because of all these interactions, right? I am at level 2. Boom. The fight is over. The round is over. I start here at level 2. Round 2, I am stronger. Now at round start, I drink another one because you're playing too passively. Now I unlock Bakai. Now you want to start throwing fireballs. It's not recommended. Assuming that, you know, they make some other changes, make it, you know, better for me to use Bakai, blah, 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 you know. But for the most part, I now have Bakai. You're playing passively again, or I get another grab on you, whatever. At level 4, now I get the command grab. I haven't unlocked level, like, you know, the whole hair thing. I'm not at full power, but at 4 drinks, I now have a command grab. I am now more deadly. And because I'm stronger, more than likely, I am probably winning this next round. So bet, we're now at round 3. The final round. I now have Bakai, round start. I now have dive kick. I have the target combo. I have command grab. Well, I can't even use it because I'm not level 3. I have command grab now. All that stuff. Okay, again, you're playing passively. I take another swig. Now I unlock double palm. Whatever. I keep getting the levels wrong. I unlock double palm. At level... that was level 5. At level 6, I unlock the stance for his heavy kick. At level 7, he unlocks... And you see where this is going. If you were to get to level 8 or level 6, whatever the new, you know, top level is, it should be reflective of how adult Gohan was in Fighters. If you let him... Listen to my verbiage very carefully. If you let him get high enough level, you deserve to struggle. How he struggled to get in the fight in the beginning should be the rest of the fight for you. If he gets to level 6 or level 8, whatever the max is, you should not be fighting a character that's now comparable or like around the same level as Akuma and Ken and Cammy and all these other characters. Like, okay, now Jamie's a problem, just like these top tiers. You should be fighting a boss character. Adult Gohan at level 7, which used a shit ton of resources, would be comparable, if not better than, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Better than Android 21. Which some people would argue were pay-to-win characters. Like, they themselves were boss characters. If you had them on your... if you wanted to play and win more often, you had to have them on your team, it was argued. Jamie at level 6 or level 8, or whatever the max is, should be the scariest motherfucker in the game. Not, ah shit, now it's hard. It should be, oh, I lost. The conversation should be, fuck, he got 8. Put the controller down. I don't give a fuck what he gets at level 8. Give him an unblockable projectile. Give him a fucking self-destruct. Like fucking Majin Vegeta. I don't fucking care. Make it a true punishment that they let you get to 8. A punishment. Not an inconvenience, a punishment. It should be hard for him to get that many drinks in a fight. But if you could, it should be akin to like level 7, Gogeta's level 7. It should be a one-hit kill. Not literally in this game, that's fucking stupid. But in terms of, okay, now I have a problem, like I can't afford to get hit at all. That same feeling should come from the character that has grown stronger over 3 rounds. In Manon's case, I don't know enough about Manon besides the fact that she's a momentum character. She gets stronger the more she fights. But she has flaws that make it so that she's not unbeatable when she has 5 medals. She's just the best version that she can be. It's easier for her to grab you because she's a grappler. Her whole motif is just grabbing you. And since if you're using her effectively, you're in your opponent's face more often. I don't want to invalidate people. I'm not saying it's easy to get 5 medals. It is easier to get 5 medals in the length of an entire fight because they carry. With Jamie, make it super difficult for you to get there, but make them carry. So if you do get there, it's reasonable that you are effectively winning. You win more. I think I got that phrase from you, Ed. There's situations where if you unlock this situation, it's not to even the playing field. You already won. You're just wrapping it up now. If he gets to level 8, it's not, okay, now we get the fight. The fight's over. I got to level 8. It's done. I wish Drink would carry. Initially, I was fucking against it because of my understanding of how it would work. I would hate the fact that I would get to level 4 and that, round 2. You could very easily end a single round with level 4. So what the fuck happens then? So just because you're playing, my way of thinking back then, now because you're playing too defensively, now round 2 is a fucking shoo-in? For me, that Everybody was talking about it should carry. I'm saying as a Jamie player, I don't think it should carry. Level 4 Jamie is fucking, like, he's dangerous. The medium, the middle ground, carry, but make it a lot. Because I can get level 4, if I really wanted to, I can get 4 drinks in a single round. So either make it a lot of drinks and spread out the rewards, or make it harder to get to level 4, but, or whatever the max level is, but make it carry over as the reward itself. Yeah, OD is kind of crazy, but there are some things in the game that's similar. Jerry using OD specials to use the Fuha move without a Fuha stock. Okay. Fair. I wonder how they could or would implement something like that with Jamie using OD moves. Because the only move that allows him to... I don't know, like there wouldn't be a way to like OD grab, right? Like you can't grab and force 2 drinks or something. So I imagine the only alternative would be OD drink. Just in the middle of neutral, you just get 1 for free. Not for free, but you know what I mean. You get 2 for the price of 1 in terms of speed. I'm loving the target combo. I fucking love that target combo. I didn't really realize how good it was until I started trying other characters. This bad boy right here, I swear to God, if other things about Jamie were more on par with the rest of the cast, this and this, yo, fuck this guy. No, I'm being dead serious. After playing as Luke, after playing as DJ, after playing as Ed, after playing as Cammy, after playing as Rashid, after playing as Ryu, yo, this? Fuck the Shoto Heavy Punch. Fuck DJ's, any of DJ's fucking move. Fuck Cammy's fucking Spin Knuckle or... fuck all these... This move it almost feels unfair. This is his goddamn saving grace, which is why I have flowcharted it and it's like such an integral part of my arsenal. I use it even when it's not a good idea to use it because this shit is broken. Let me take that back. It's not... You know what I mean. This shit is dangerous. That's sexy. Because the amount of mix that you can now that I'm learning the character more fundamentally, the amount of mix, the amount of frame traps, the amount of issues, just this alone, I've got without fail in the last 2 days. Just that. In the corner, I get them on the floor, I approach. They're still understanding, they're still registering, okay, he's using the target combo, what's gonna happen? Oh, drive impact! And now you're eating a whole shit ton of damage. Target combo is amazing. I love Jamie just wins the round for getting drink level 8. Like there's no even interaction. Like once he gets to level 8, that just like it's just a puff of smoke and just a giant curtain over the stage. Okay, he wins. Like fucking Rashid's tornado, it's just a unblockable wall. Jamie wins. I wish Drink would carry. Drink level 4 Palm does so much fucking damage. Yes, it's your reward for getting the 4 drinks. He does more damage. His moves become way more dangerous. You can intentionally throw around to get to... Thank you, you fucking said it, Ed. Thank you. You can intentionally throw around to get Drink 4 if it carried over in its current state. So yeah, not level 1, round 1, I can legit sit here. I can just legit sit here, and I could just take drinks, you can come over here and rush me, whatever, I'm in the corner, you beat me up, whatever, but any chance I get, whatever, level 4, throw the fucking round. The next round starts... Oh, it affects both Jamies? That's funny. But this is what we're looking for. Round 2. Fight. And this is where we are. Nick, brother. Fuck that. As a Jamie player, fuck that. That's a little much. And there has to be a consequence for me trying to get stronger. I made the comment in reference to OD Drink giving 2 drinks. Yeah, that too. That too. If you could throw it around, just drink 2 OD drinks. Start with no resources. Still fight, still struggle, still whatever, but ultimately, most likely going to lose because you have less resources. Still start the next round, realistically, with all 4 drinks. Wait, hold up. Let me write it down. Standing heavy. I've been doing target combos into drive impact. I've been doing that to Ed. He didn't push me at all. I was at 4 drinks. At the more beginner level, while people are still trying to figure out like what the buttons do, remember, especially since both of you are coming from Tekken, you specifically, Wee. Coming from Tekken, you already understand. I don't know how many Tekkens you play besides Tekken 8. I think you talked about Tekken 7 before. You are a legacy player, so a lot of things carry from one game to another. So if you were to fight at random, go on ranked on Tekken, and you were to fight a Yoshimitsu, for the most part, you know what the moves look like. You know what the moves do. If this is in fact your first Street Fighter, you don't know what this move is for Jamie. Like, you're learning him, so you've probably seen it before, but you don't know the different things this move can do, the frame data for the move. If you fight against a fucking Aki, and you've only fought 3 Akis before, you know what the fuck's going on. So a lot of things you're not going to be punished for, simply off the fact that they don't know what the fuck you're doing. And even if they do know what you're doing, they don't know what move answers that. Oh, my niece. Excuse the scream, my niece does not like being in her playpen. I started since Tekken 4 and Tekken 5. Look at that. Look at that. So you have a lot of experience with Tekken. How many Street Fighters have you played? Gotta warm this up. That changes every game. Some game mechanics definitely do change between games. I don't think any game changes as much as like fucking Mortal Kombat does. Playing MKX, playing MK9, then switching to MKX, then switching to MK11, and then finally switching to MK1. You play 4 different games. But they're all Mortal Kombat. No, the fuck they're not. Because the shit that you did in Mortal Kombat 9 did not carry to MK10 and to 11, and 1 feels like a completely different game. They're Mortal Kombat by title and by character recognition alone. They're Mortal Kombat because they have Scorpion and Sub-Zero. You, for the most part, are being introduced to a whole new experience when you transition from one Mortal Kombat to another. In Street Fighter, there's definitely some mechanical changes to spice things up, but it has ultimately been a game about spacing, whip punishing, and getting people to the corner. They just added some cool new flair things. I wouldn't know from personal experience because I didn't play the older Street Fighters that extensively, but I have looked up videos. I have played barely. I used to have Street Fighter 6, not 6, 5, right over here, that I don't really play, I don't really try. Look at that, I have 2 hours in total. I just like to see what is the difference. Like, where did they come from, where did they start at, versus how did we get here to Street Fighter 6. I purposely picked up Rashid. Rashid was the first character I ever actually touched in Street Fighter 5 because I was just curious. He was the character that spoke to me. That was the character that spoke to me. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Come to this game, I tried Rashid again. I liked him a lot. I got him to master. I went back to Street Fighter 5 a couple of days ago just to see how did Rashid play in the older game. Because now that I know more about Rashid, now I know what I do and do not like about the character. 90% of his toolkit's the same. The animation style is a little bit different, but like the Rashid, for the most part, it's almost copy and paste. If you played Rashid in Street Fighter 5, you know how to play fundamentally Rashid in Street Fighter 6. You can't say that about Sub-Zero between MK11 and MK1. You cannot say that about Sub-Zero from MK9 to MKX. You can't. The only thing that you could really say is that you appreciate the character like I do. I love the fact that he is a cryomancer. But the shit I did with Sub-Zero and MK9 did not work because the game fundamentally was not the same thing. There was a run mechanic. That shit was not present in MK9. There was a run mechanic. MKX was supposedly more mix-up heavy. Well, I don't know shit about MK9, but I know MK11 was more footsie focused. It was more about spacing, and MK1 is more about assist calls. It's more about bombarding your opponent. That's Tekken DOA hybrid. Oh, I missed a lot. Hold on. There we go. Tekken 8 is the most different any Tekken's been like in 20 years. I hear that. Tekken 8 didn't feel like Tekken. Sad because I love Tekken. It did us Tekken and Dead on Arrival. Not Dead on Arrival. What the fuck is that? Dead or Alive. Dead on Arrival. I'm sorry, y'all. Dead or Alive hybrid. To me, it still mostly feels like Tekken, but really aggressive. I never played Dead or Alive, so I don't know how it compares. I've only seen some stuff on Dead or Alive. So, let me get back on track. I already talked about carrying the drinks over. There was another option. Oh, this is one that I really like. I would love this too. Let me go ahead and bring him back to zero. If the whole carrying drinks over and giving him more drinks to have to worry about was just too much. Excuse me. Oh, my fault, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. 2 quick seconds. Alright, sorry about that, y'all. Thank you so much for waiting. Okay, I am back. What I was trying to talk about before. So, if the whole getting drinks and carrying them over and whatever was too much of a hassle or just not ideal given like how the game works, this is, I'm being hypocritical now because I said anything that reduces how much you have to interact with drinks, I don't want it. The goal is still to interact with drinks, but I think that the difference between level 0 Jamie and the rest of the cast is a little bit too steep given how volatile the game is. Starting every round at level 0, I imagine would feel just a little bit better if level 0 wasn't so painful. Because you have nothing. You have very limited tools that are actually effective. You can do it, but it is a huge uphill battle. Excuse me, my recommendation, everything that you get at level 1, 2, 3, and 4, move it down. Hear me out. So, at level 0, meaning at the round start, you have target combo and dive kick, if I can do it constantly, and dive kick. So at level 1, you now get Bakai. So you only need to do one interaction. Either drink at round start and you now have an anti-fireball move, grab him once and now you have an anti-fireball move. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have to put a little bit of effort to get in there, but you can do it. Level 3 now, not level 3 now is the new level 4. But what you would effectively have access at level 4, minus the, the explosion and the hair, you now get at level 3. So double palm, the changes over here. All right, I'm now level 4. The changes to his forward heavy kick, how you can stance, you enter the stance and everything. You have, and blase. And now level 4 has something else, whatever it is. Don't know if it's maybe give him a project. I don't care what it is, but give him something that now makes level 4 even scarier. But make it so that at base level, at round start, he's still really good. He is still manageable. He can still enforce something. Honestly, I'd be sometimes forcing situations that are not good for me just because I need something. I need some type of tool. His target combo, if he had that level 0, again, it wouldn't fix the character, but man, he would be way easier to manage. Because at least I have access to things. I have access to fucking damage. I have access. It's not a lot, but at least I feel like that makes him more in line. 2, 3, 4. Okay, is that negative? Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it fucking. I'm telling you, this character, I love him to death. It's so much goddamn fun. Okay. So it looks like that's what the stream is going to be about. It's just talking about Jamie's changes. There's 2 more. The first 3 were the bigger ones. The next 2 are more so just like little tweaks that I think would just like help the character, but they're not necessary. Like these could never be touched and I won't care. I think but if I had to be greedy, I would say this bad boy, it breaks my heart. It should be breaking their shins. It's a mid. They don't have to block low. Okay, what's the big deal? You want to block to hit low? Yes, I do want to hit low, but not just because the animation looks better like that. It's because this fucking guy. Which move is it? This shit. That's a low. Let me just make sure. Yes, it doesn't even knock down. That's a low. Help me. Similar thing, kicking the fuck out of your shin. It would be so effective. The amount of times I've gotten my shit rocked because I'm trying to space myself out when I'm playing against a Honda. When I'm over here trying to position myself correctly, and I'm trying to obviously move around, Honda will just randomly just fuck you, you know? It may not do a copious amount of damage, but man, that shit, I'd be looking at that and saying, how? What? That's not fair. Obviously it is, but man, that's not fair. That hurts my feelings. We have what's effectively the same move, but yours looks like it hits low. So it hits low. Mine doesn't. I'm asking for no other change from Jamie. Don't change the frames, or make it maybe a little bit worse. I don't care. Make instead of +3 on hit, make it +1 like Honda. I don't care. Because realistically realistically, if I were to hit you low with it, after a drive rush, you would be, if it was 1 frame instead of 3, you would be plus, I would be, Jamie the player, plus 5. So I could still, there we go. There we go. Instead of plus 7, it'd be plus 5. I can still target combo. I still have something to do with it. That would be a great change, even if it's plus 1 or even if it was 0. But I want to be able to just rock my opponent's shin. Every single time that I have the opponent, yeah, let's switch. Every time I have the opponent, what will be a situation? Here, one of my go-tos, which is a potential frame trap, drive rush into forward heavy kick. That on block leaves me plus 1, I want to say. Yeah, plus 1, so it's my turn. And it comes out roughly around the same time. It should be meaty or very close to being meaty. You have to hit it. You have to accept it. I believe people can perfect parry it. I don't know if it's because I'm timing it wrong or because there is a gap. Either which way. If I could hit you low, it would make it so that it's scarier when I am drive rushing you. Am I going for an overhead, which leads to a combo, or am I heading for a low, which leads to a combo? Both of them are light combos, but which one is it? If you see me flash green, you should be scared. Realistically, if you see me flash green, either check me with a light or a medium that's meaty, or just block low and respond to the high. That's it. If I could be a threat as a rush on character, when I rush in, are you going for my legs or my head? Or are you gonna grab me? You don't know. Good fucking luck. Don't get knocked down. I'm a rush down. I think it makes sense. And finally, everything else I shared, I feel like this is just going overboard, but fuck it. Pawns. I get it if the whole thing's supposed to be, don't hit me, a spacing thing. If you space it correctly, you can't be hit. Speaking of fucking devil, never mind. Yeah, it's something deeper than that. I would just want it to be a little bit more forgiving, like -4. I mean, -3 ideally, that'd be great. -3, so keep it safe, kind of like, look at that. Keep it, like, make it so that no matter what, it is -3. Make light -3, so it's safe on block. Medium, maybe make it -4, -5 at worst. With heavy being whatever Honda's frame is for his headbutt, make it comparable to that. Maybe, shit, I might even argue make it plus. Make it +1. Fred, are you out of your fucking mind? No. Hear me out. I don't remember Honda's frame data right now. This is interruptible. In neutral, fuck no, it's not. But for me to hit you with heavy, just like Ken's Jinrai, or not his, I think it's his Dragon Lash kick. Let me go ahead and go to Ken. Ken. Because I did dabble a little bit with Ken. This boy. Yeah, it is plus. It's +1. It is a neutral skipping, aggressive forward pushing move that leaves me +1. So if you don't check it in neutral, then you deserve to hold this mix-up. You don't know if I'm going for a strike or a throw, which further pushes you in the corner. That's his whole thing. With Jamie, fuck the outfit. With Jamie, forward pushing, aggressive, whatever, like everything else I said about Ken's heavy Dragon Lash kick. If that would be plus, you can check it. Heck, fucking extend the fucking hurt box outward. Make it disjointed. I don't care. So that the opponent has a chance to check it. But if I successfully palm my way in, I deserve to have my turn. I would, I don't want to articulate this. I would make it that it is plus, but like +1. Like you have to now respect that it's my turn and have it so that it can be checked. There was something else I wanted to add to it. What else was it? Keep light safe, keep medium safe on condition, keep heavy the primary method. At one point I was wishing, and just fucking take out Bakai in general. Take out Bakai and have OD Palm be projectile invincible. Think about that shit. I thought, okay, maybe that's doing a little bit too much. I mean, I thought the drawback, the consequence is you are using resources, but you can forcefully push your way through a projectile and do damage. But I do like the fact that he has Bakai. I think that it does serve its purpose, just not well enough. So just leave it plus. +1. Each shot, reduce the pushback too, so that, you know, I don't know. The pushback is ideal because it creates situations, like if you space it correctly, you now have, look how much space that is. An impatient person will get hit with this frame trap, not this frame, the space trap. But if you space it incorrectly, like in the middle of a string, it could be interrupted. Easy. Can medium? Yeah, it can. Light. It jails. No, it doesn't. Shut the fuck up, Freddy. I don't know what I'm talking about. But small tweaks like that would... Palm is not hard to do. So I would want to be careful with that. I'm sure like a change like that would drastically change the character. But the goal for Palm, or the goal for the character should be to force your way in and rush in. If Bakai's not doing it for you, you should be rewarded with something for forcing your way in. With Ken, it was the not Jinrai kick, was his Dragon Lash kick. For Cammy, it was her Spin Knuckle. For Jamie, there really isn't a move that I can think of that you can use without resources that forces you in, that now you have to deal with Jamie's bullshit. You have to use Drive Rush and Knuckles. I think that's the, oh, no, I'm sure there's other things like Drive Rush, Standing Medium Punch, leaves you +6. So he has tools like that, but you still have to use resources. Cammy's, you can check it, that's the risk. You can check it, you can see the startup, and you can throw out any move and block it. And now it's your turn. For Ken, same thing. You can see the wind up, you can see him jump, you know, gear up and jump at you. You can check them, you can anti-air, you can do whatever you want to do. It's hard, but you can. With Jamie, you can't really check him realistically. And he is in a bit of an advantageous situation if you do it right. Can you do Drive Rush into Knuckle? Yeah. That's why that's the primary way to get in on your opponent. Because on block, it's your turn. You're outside of grab range, so you can't enforce strike throw, not completely. And on hit, you're +5. So you can go on with your pressure. If I have a drink in my system. Blase, blase, blase. Stuff like that. And don't even get me fucking started. Drive Rush, Medium Punch into Knuckles. Good question. It leaves you +9, so theoretically, you could. The problem with that, for the most part, it does push you back. Hold on. Unless you're in the corner, so there's not a lot of pushback, yeah, you can do it. It's not going to do that much damage, but yes, the short answer is yes, you can. In neutral, which I guess is where you'll usually use it. Whoops. Oh, no. For the most part, it doesn't push you too far back. Yes, you can. Yeah, +9. While we're on the topic, I might as well use this quick moment just to show you what I was talking about regarding like getting counter hit and punish counter. I think I'll cap it off with this. Let's do counter hit. You are +7. You, after that, can do crouching medium kick. You can, no, uppercut is 9. You're 9. Okay, so just counter hit from here. You have access to like your medium punch, your crouching medium punch. So you can do some pretty okay damage from just this. No, not you. Over here. Let's just leave you a level 1. So just from this is my go-to. But realistically, you could do. You get too excited. Stuff like that, and whatever else you want to do. Since you're using medium punch, it's a little bit less scaling, so it does hurt more. That's not too much of a big deal. On punish counter, whether it is they try to get you off them, like with a drive reversal or whatever, hit them with this bad boy, you're +5. So just from this, you have almost unscaled damage. If you want to do something like this. But if it was a punish counter, and you were to drive rush, and you were to have Bakai on standby, I'm pretty sure you've seen this all the time, but one of my favorites. I'm sorry. I'm messing up a lot. I'm +9. Yeah, okay. Ready. I'm sorry. This is all my fault. There we go. I feel it this time. This one I should have. Almost 54%. If they were to do something... Communication error. Okay. If they were to do something silly, they were to whiff... I'll fucking show you. On block, let's do... Rising uppercut. OD. If I could do it right. Block ball. Freddy, you're embarrassing me. For something like that, drive rush, Knuckles. Make them cry. There's so many different combinations you can do. Even that's in a situation like that. Oh, buddy, look at this. My go-to. That right there. Cool little, it's a cheeky little reset. Right here, around that range, where are you? They're actually vulnerable for you to strike them. If you were to punch them, they'll force the opponent to jump out and return back to, you know, standing, you know, neutral, whatever. It's a reset. And most of the time, if they're not aware of it, they don't know what the hell's going on. They're just waiting for your turn to be done. Just drive impact. Yeah, to do it right though, you do it too early, and then now you're fucked. But once you get it down, easy damage. So what was initially like almost 50, almost 60% damage, you're doing maybe close to 70. Just because the opponent was unsuspecting. When I'm streaming and I'm saying, do they know the tech? This is what I'm referring to. Because it has very easy drawbacks. Let's do... Is it on wake up? Reverse up the damage. Do drive impact. Jesus. See, I'm telling you, it's not that easy. You have to practice it a lot. It could blow up in your face if they know what you're doing. I like to limit it to just one time in a match, because if they don't know it, easy damage. If they do know it, then I'm not going to do it anymore. I actually use this to my advantage as well, that I had somebody dead to rights in that situation. First time I did it, let me do it one more time. They didn't know what's going on, like most people, and I took the round just like that. So 54 plus 21, so yeah, 70 something damage. That was easy. For that fight wasn't easy, but that situation was easy for me to create. I stole that round. Hook, line, and stole that shit. It was an Aki player, now I remember. About 2 or 3 fights later, because we're doing like a first to 5. 2 or 3 fights later, same situation, same corner and everything. I did the same goddamn thing. But now I knew that they saw it, and I knew because they were at a higher level that they were paying attention. They didn't want that shit to happen again. Whoops, don't want to do that. There we go. This time, I had done... Jesus, come on. Nope, I'm a liar. Not that. Call them out on it. I knew they would call me out, so I called them out in return. Fucking fighting games was... they're amazing. The fucking brain games. But yeah, answering your question, what was that setup? So the beginning of it doesn't matter too much because it's whatever leads you to a level 3. There. Whatever ends up with level 3. Right here. I'm gonna freeze it. When you're too slow, alright, the animation is over. They're now in the air. You're going to drive rush forward. I'm pretty sure I saw you do it in one of the videos you posted in Discord. You're gonna drive rush forward and do the down and 2 kick button, his not spring kick, his swing kick. Just like that. Gonna swing them back in the air. The usual setup, there. The usual setup is you jump and immediately heavy kick. God, it's hard. You had to be doing it while you're doing the swing kick. Yeah, like that. There you go. After you meet them in the air with the heavy kick, they're still airborne. You meet them on the floor with the, not slide, with sweep. It actually leaves you in an advantageous state. That's a pretty common one that they found out like back in season 1 for Jamie. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of setups with Jamie. There's even a fucking side switch mix-up that's fucking disgusting. It's similar setup that when they're doing the swing kick, I think they do knuckles on their way down or something. Or they do something that ends up with them crossing over to the other side, and it's ambiguous. You don't know if they're landing on your left or right side. You can choose. I think it's kick, something, I don't know. But they do something, and either Jamie's on your left or on your right. And if you guess wrong, you're taking a whole new combo. It's a reset. Nasty. But what you're asking about, same thing. After the level 3 is over, you do swing kick. And instead of following up with them, they have to be close-ish to the corner. So somewhere around this range. On their way down, you can hit them. So it looks something like this. Like that. You need to time it correctly, because if you hit them while they're a little bit too high, they'll just flip out, and whatever you decide to do after, it'll come out before they recover. You want them to recover after you. It's hard to explain. You want them to recover after you because whatever you do next, you want them to be able to be hit. If they're recovering while you do whatever's coming next, in this case a drive impact, then they'll be able to respond to you. If they recover after you, you do the drive impact, they're not paying attention, they can and will get hit. So once again, I have to be closer to the corner. Let me just put it in the corner. Let me try it again. Even now, it's still hard. I get it often, but not consistently. So for me, it's a gamble. I did it too soon. I got too excited. I pressed jab and to drive impact. One more time. There you go. You know you did it right because they actually flew against the wall instead of bouncing. If you did it right, it's as if you block. You receive the crush icon and they splat the wall with their feet on the ground. If they just jump, or not jump, if you were to drive impact them like this, I can't imitate it from here. You'll know you'll do it wrong because you'll hit or miss or whatever, or maybe you'll do the drive impact too soon. Either it will miss or it will hit them, but they won't crumble on the wall. They'll just fall flat on the floor. If they don't know about it, it's nasty. If they know about it, you're getting hit. And take that as a lesson. Don't do it again. It's very timing specific. But that is it. Those were the changes for Jamie that I think would, if one or two were probably picked up, I would feel so much better with the character. I love him for who he is and how he is right now. If there were some changes made, I would love him more. That's how I view it. But I'm done here. Everybody and anybody who showed up today, I appreciate y'all. This was fun. I didn't think it was going to take me 2 hours to explain all that, but there it is. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for bearing with me while my setup was fucking crumbling in front of me. And I will... Ooh, Ed sent me something. Oh, Ed, thank you. Oh, that picture is fucking fire. That picture is fucking... I just might make that my background. I don't have anything... I have my family as my background right now. I want to keep it that way. Like, if I didn't have them, I would make it my background. That's fucking dope. But yeah, I'm done here. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out, for spending time with me. I will... What's today? Thursday? I will see about showing up tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day. Appreciate you, man. Good night. I will do my best to show up tomorrow. Tomorrow's a busy day, so if I do show up, I might be showing up around the same time I did today, maybe like around 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see. But you guys are the best. I love you and appreciate you, and I will see you all later. Until next time.